also want to bring in Mr. Anand Mishra, who's the political editor of Deccan Herald. He's also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Mishra, thank you for being a part of the show. Often it is said that it's BJP which is lampooning Mr. Rahul Gandhi or trying to destroy his image. But if you look at the biggest blows that have come in for the Congress party and the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, they are not so much from the BJP. They are actually from within. And there is a pattern in all these resignations, a coterie running, no internal democracy, Rahul Gandhi is not interested, he's childish, there is complete lack of any kind of consultative mechanism within the party. What do you make of these developments? Is there a way out for the Congress party? Is there a space within them for any kind of introspection?
Anusha, when politicians leave any political party, they say a lot of things. While all that they say may not be taken at the face value, but this does highlight that the senior leaders of Congress are losing faith in the ability of the Congress party to come to power in the near future. Perhaps they don't see a revival of the party in the near future, and that is telling upon it. Sometime back, we had seen a lot of young leaders leaving the party, Jaiveer Shergill, Jitin Prasada, some more. Now, this impatience is catching up also with the veterans. So that's really a matter of concern for Congress. Because as you said that you asked that does Congress need introspection? I feel that the time for introspection is gone. Now they need some surgical action because this wait is getting too longer. In 2014 they got only 44 seats, and after 5 years they got only 52 seats. So if they grow in this space, Congress is not going to come to power in next 25 years. So that is what is making people impatient. Perhaps the changes that the leaders have been seeking, they are not visible on the ground. What makes the resignation of Azad different from other resignations like Himanta Biswa Sarma and some others in past, that Mr. Azad has put the party on notice. 2 years back, he had written a letter along with 22 other leaders seeking some radical reforms. I don't see the Congress walking on the path of reform that way, because Mr. Rahul Gandhi quit the party president's post. Sonia Gandhi accepted the post only on temporary basis, but still the party has not been able to find out one alternative leader. So these are the larger questions, and if you see, the decline of the party has set in long back.
I want to take that point to Anand Mishra as well. That point that Anand Mishra is making to Mr. Varun Singh. Varun Singh, the entire argument that the manner in which Rahul Gandhi is operating or the top leadership is operating, they're only operating through a coterie. And the real concerns of people are not really addressed. Look at what Hardik Patel said, that there are workers who travel 506 kilometers in a single day, and leaders are more worried about what is being served to the leaders who are coming from Delhi. There is sycophancy which is running the party. Need for introspection, I think, is something we've spoken on national television multiple times. But if you look at the trajectory, the direction in which the Congress party is going, what is the direction? Is the doom a very likely scenario? Is this a split wide open which cannot really be stitched together?
You know, Congress, actually, the Congress spokesperson said that the Congress is going through a transition. The Congress had always had an ideology that was more towards the center. But if you look at the issues that they have been raising for a few days, is more of that it is towards the left, the communist. And that is the thing that is happening for a very long time now. And that is the biggest concern. If you see all these leaders, the 13 leaders who left the Congress party in this year since 2022 started, they all have pinpointed on a simple fact that Rahul Gandhi, who is the de facto president, you know, in spite of Sonia Gandhi being the interim president, it is Rahul Gandhi and his team that is calling the shots. And those who have met Rahul Gandhi, I have had multiple, you know, I have not multiple, but I have met him once or twice. And I have realized that he lacks vision. He doesn't know where and what the party needs. And it is clearly visible from Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad's letter. I would like to remind Ms. Pooja Tripathi that when she asks that what was Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad doing while he was the CWC committee member, he has been pointing it out repeatedly. In the last 9 years, all his recommendations, you rightly said, has been put in the storeroom. He has been, and he has been a very strong critic of Modi and the BJP government. In 2016, he has criticized the Assam model, where he said that Modi was actually taking away all the development work done by the Congress. In 2017, he has criticized the BJP in the House. Today, that what is sad that when he is leaving the party, there is no attempt of reconciliation. But look at the language of all the Congress leaders. They do not want to get him back.
The entire language of the letter shows that perhaps there was no avenue left for any kind of reconciliation. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, I'm coming back to you. I'm sure you have a lot of points to make because a lot of things have been said. But I want to reiterate that question to you. We've spoken about the internal democracy, the Congress party getting a non-Gandhi president. Here is a leader that served within your party for over 5 decades. He says that this is a complete facade. It's a sham. There is no internal democracy within the party. Even a booth level or a district level election within the party doesn't happen democratically. What would you say to a leader like this? You just can't complain about timing. You just can't hide behind the fact that he's ditched you at the time when there is no power, because clearly there's a pattern in what each leader that has exited from your party in the recent past has said.
See, Mr. Azad in his letter wrote about the so-called childish behavior of Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he tore open the ordinance in 2013. I asked him, why did he not resign then?
So,
clearly because
no,
we were
but
in power.
Pooja, you can't hold a leader accountable for not quitting the party, right? I mean, there must be a resolution mechanism. There must be difference of opinion. Each time you have a difference of opinion, say I have a difference of opinion with my organization, I can't just quit, right? That's not. I don't think that's a plausible argument to even make, maturely.
If a CWC provides you a democratic platform for all your opinions, why this issue was not raised? When Rahul Gandhi resigned in taking the accountability of 2019 electoral election, I repeat, not even one leader took accountability for his actions. He has been general secretary for various states.
You should go back to the history of Congress. It is very clear that in 2017 also Ghulam Nabi Azad had made statements against Rahul Gandhi and not wanting him
to add to that, have you read the resignation letter? If you read that 5-page resignation letter, he's talking about the multiple issues, the multiple occasions on which he has raised these issues, not just in writing but personally to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, but they have not been taken care by the Congress party. That's what he's saying. Are you saying he's lying in this letter?
No, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying there's a CWC scheduled for 28th August. He was a part of CWC. He should have raised those issues in the CWC because the schedule for elections of Congress General President is to be decided in the CWC. Writing a letter attacking the Gandhis, attacking Mrs. Gandhi, attacking Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and after so long association of the party, when you enjoyed perks and privileges and posts and power, it's very unfortunate from someone as tall as stature as Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad.
But you've not made a single substantial point. Pooja, I'm very disappointed in the arguments you're making. In fact, when I began this debate, I said that the purpose of this entire debate is not to bash the Congress party for the problems that they are facing, but this debate is rather in the interest of a larger multi-party democracy system that we have in India. We do need a strong opposition. And you've not responded to any of the criticisms that the top leader who has quit the Congress party today has made in these. Are you saying there is internal democracy within the party? Then why an election so far has not been able to take place?
Elections are scheduled from 28th of August. The CWC has been called for that, and we'll have a precedent very soon.
You'll have a precedent very soon. And what about all these issues that Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad is talking about, the questions that have been raised on the leadership of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, his PA and his security guards running the Congress party? I'm not saying it. Your own leader is saying it.
I think it's very unfortunate. It's very derogatory to say that his PA and security guards have been the decision makers. I'm saying let's hit the streets together. Congress is taking a Bharat Jodo Yatra. Congress is taking the biggest mass political movement. Why don't you join hands with Congress and be a part and parcel of the revival of Congress?